We're back with Jimmy Yamada, owner of A1 Electrician Inc. Jimmy, when you were a young, somewhat college student, right? That's when you decided, okay, you wanted to go into the family business with your father. Now you have 4 children of your own.
3.
3, yes. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. And did they right away say they wanted to work with you, or, what happened with your children?
My oldest son is in the business with me now, and he was pretty sure he would never work for the business. My second...
Why is that? Why was he sure he didn't want to work with it?
Because he did the same thing I did. I sent him through my father's management program, which is the first year, dig a 150-foot long trench.
You mean with a shovel?
With a shovel. And his idea was, hey, Dad, there's a backhoe on the job. Maybe we can use that. And I said, no, there's a hill there. It's a little bit dangerous. So he went through... He worked in the sun, and even after he graduated, I gave him a choice whether he could go out into the world and make $30,000 or come and work as a full-time electrician and make $55,000. So he was a very smart boy. He chose the $55,000. So my second son is in full-time ministry, so he was never planning to do that. And I don't think my daughter, who's in journalism now, so
maybe she can be your PR representative.
That could be.
Because just about everyone else in your family works there, so I mean, it would almost make sense, right?
Yeah. Right.
So how did your wife and everyone else get involved with the business? Was it over a period of time, or they all just came in at the same time?
My wife joined us in about 1974 or thereabouts. My mother, after my father passed away, she had retired from being a secretary at Fort Shafter for a general. And so I thought it wasn't good for her just to stay home and mourn. So brought her in. And right after that, my sister came in because we needed stronger people in the office. So my brother came in about 3 years after that, 84, 85, something like that.
How is that working with your family? You think it's better? It makes the family stronger?
Yes, yes. In fact, that's probably the key thing to, I think for me, to have the family tight-knit is more important than arguing a better way to make more money. So a stronger family. So even with my son, I have to try to remember that.
What would you say to business owners that have taken over their parents' business, or maybe they started it and they have children that, they want them to take over the business, but they're not sure how to do that? Would you suggest that they do guide these children into following in their footsteps? Should they let them loose and discover this on their own?
I think there's a principle in the Bible that if you try to force, if you use law, it's very ineffective in bringing about change, righteous living. I think if you take that principle into the business world, anytime you use force to try to coerce or to try to trick kids by enticing them with monies or cars, I think they know, and they're pretty shrewd and smart in this age. So I think the best thing to do is to develop their educational skills, their soul skills, their emotion, their character, their mental discipline, and not try to hint or trick or force them into the family business by telling them that you will be a great president one day, you will take over the business, until they're ready and they want it.
So the community-based organizations that you support, a lot of them are actually religious-based. Where do you see this fitting into your business, or is it just separate?
Well, I'm a believer, and I came to Christ in 1993. And the interesting thing for me was when I came to recognize that there was a God who can orchestrate things, good and bad, that Peter Drucker, which was my God, my guru, was actually a Christian. And so when I looked at his principles, they're actually good principles from the Bible. So I think God was orchestrating something there. So
how much crossover is there that you see, though? I mean, do you see that supporting the your community-based religious organizations crosses over and helps into your business at all?
Definitely. There's a principle in the Bible that you reap what you sow. And one of the things I believe the Creator wanted to do was to help those less fortunate, whether it be organizations, young business people. There's mentoring relationships. There's people that need help, whether they're millionaires, multimillionaires, or poor. So I think you reap what you sow. There's a spiritual principle of reaping and sowing, just as there is a physical principle of if you eat chocolate, ice cream, potato chips, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that you will not have a healthy body.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.